So the other day, we were looking through Reddit when we came across this build right here. And as soon as I saw this, I just knew that I wanted my very own. I wanted to build my very own hover tank. Like, that is such a good idea. So today, that is exactly what we're going to be building. Now, actually, the main reason I decided to actually go for this build is because I think the building techniques are going to be pristine. You're going to learn so much right here. For instance, how to create a tube that curves. Not very easy stuff. All right, guys, so first things first, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to decide on the size. Now, after a little bit of thinking, I think the right size would actually be 2 blocks wide. So pretty much that big in diameter, because I think it'll just make the whole build look just right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our movement tool to 2, anchor block on, merging level red, you get the gist. Place a block, set your skill tool to, let's say like 0.5. Sorry, no, wait, we're gonna set it to 1. And we're gonna go 1 over, and then just leave it right there. And then we're gonna do a rotation of 15. We're gonna rotate it once. Also, sometimes you might have to rotate this block and turn on match rotation to make things easier. And yeah, guys, we're gonna do this for every single direction. So we're gonna go 1 rotation, 2 times rotation, and we're gonna go all the way around like this. And yeah, guys, we're gonna just do this all the way around. And yeah, guys, as you can see right now, we have something that kind of resembles a tube. It's not looking all that pretty, but I mean, it's something. But guys, that's what we're gonna be doing right now. So what we're actually gonna do right now is we're gonna grab this block right here. I'm gonna clone it. You can also just slice another block. It's not that difficult. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that whole thing one more time, but this time around we're only gonna do it with 2 pieces, just like so. Actually, sorry, 3 pieces. Boom, there you go, just like so. But guys, what we're gonna do is with 0.1 skill, we're gonna grab these pieces and we're gonna kind of put them in the right place to where pretty much there is like no gaps. All right, so currently this piece right here is 0.5 wide. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete all of those pieces. We're gonna do that whole thing one more time, but this time around, guys, we're gonna do a little bit of a test. So we had 0.5 left. We started with a block that was the width of 2, so we're gonna break out the calculator. 2 minus 0.5. Now, this is math I could do in my head, guys, but I'm just showing you. And then we're gonna take whatever number comes out and we're gonna divide it by 2. So in my case, that is 0.75. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna set my skill to 0.75, and I'm actually gonna go in and skill in every single piece with that exact amount. Now, as you can see, mine didn't turn out perfect, so I'm gonna keep tweaking that number. I'm gonna start a little bit less, so 0.74, and we're gonna try that whole thing one more time, just as the perfect number, so that way it looks super smooth. Now that's getting there, but we're gonna try one more time, and this time around with 0.73. Oh yeah, baby. And if that's what it looks like, you know you found the perfect number. 0.73 it is. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that to the entire circle. And what you should start to notice is that all of these pieces are starting to just look absolutely perfect. All right, guys, so there it is. That right there is our absolutely lovely looking tube. Now, actually, I'm gonna go in with 0.5, and I'm gonna make it the whole thing just a little bit thinner. It's a bit thick in my opinion right now. And boom. Only thing left to do is to make this part a bit thinner, because otherwise it's gonna be a chonky wheel. Or sorry, chonky tube. All right, so I can delete this stuff right here. And now, guys, what we're gonna do is something that I haven't done before, but I'm fairly certain should be the easiest way to do this build. So, guys, we're gonna select everything and then select the wood block last, because as you can see, it's crooked. Select the wood block, it's straight. We're gonna clone this all over, and we're gonna work on the custom tube right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this piece right here. We're gonna clone this over like a good ways apart, something like so. I'm kind of eyeballing this part, by the way. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, first things first, delete those wood blocks, turn off match rotation, and place 2 wood blocks on top, like so. Then we're gonna take this part, and this is where things are gonna start getting kind of crazy. So this is a 10. I'm gonna move this up so it's cloned, and we're gonna rotate it by 15, just like so. Oh, something messed up, something messed up. Mayday, mayday. Why is that doing that? Okay, reselect. Okay, try again, and then I'm gonna move this down and see. Okay, I've moved these things too far apart, so I'm actually gonna delete this part. So yeah, this is what I'm kind of trying to figure out right now, is the perfect rotation. So yeah, gonna drop those into the void, and we're gonna move this a little bit further back this way. All right, guys, so after a substantial amount of testing, I've learned that they pretty much have to be touching. So yeah. Make sure that they're touching, and then do the same exact steps. So we're gonna clone this whole thing up 1. Make sure to select everything. Select the wood block last, clone it up, and then just to make sure that everything is going according to plan, we're gonna rotate it by 1, or sorry, rotate it by 15, and then we're gonna just make sure, yeah, that's looking perfect. So yeah, guys, we're now gonna start the process of constantly doing this same thing over and over again. So we're gonna select all of this stuff, and we're gonna clone it once, and we're gonna move it by 1, rotate it, clone it again. We're gonna click rotate again, rotate it by 1, and we're gonna clone again, and we're gonna keep doing this. And yeah, guys, once you've done this 6 times, you should be in a situation where it looks a little something like this. Next up, we're gonna do the easiest part, and we're gonna select everything, and then of course select the wood block last, and we're gonna duplicate the entire thing thing on top. A little something like so. Wait, do we even need to do that? Yeah, sorry, we do. And then we're gonna grow up rotation 90 degrees, and we're gonna rotate it by 90 degrees. Make sure that it's rotating correctly. So rotate it by 90 degrees, just like so. And that looks absolutely phenomenal. Actually, one of those is a duplicate, so I can delete one of them. But yeah, that right there, guys, is your entire tube created. And I also can delete the top one. I just needed the middle pieces. All right, guys. So now that we've done all this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back in like this. We're gonna select the piece, and we're gonna move it down. And that way, it should perfectly line up. Actually, changed my mind. What we're gonna do actually is we're gonna select everything one more time. Select a straight block at the end. Sorry, oops. Make sure to select only the tube. And we're gonna clone it over just a little ways. All right, so what we're gonna be doing next up is we're gonna be deleting one part of every single one of these tubes. So we're gonna delete this one on the right. So we want to make sure that this stays consistent throughout. So you kind of get the idea. We're gonna keep doing the one on the right as we're deleting them. Yeah, guys, we're gonna just keep doing this the entire way up, like so. All right, then we're gonna move on to this side over here, but we're gonna do the opposite, and we're gonna be deleting everything on the left. All right, guys, so I've done that to both sides now, and with that, it is time to finalize our tube, which is probably gonna be the most difficult part for most people when it comes to this build. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the next piece, and we're gonna be moving each one of them downwards. As you can see, a little something like this, which is already creating a tube. Oh, baby. Yeah, this is turning out good. Make sure that everything is moving correctly, by the way, by selecting the wood block last. All right, guys, and what you want to do is you want to just make it a 90-degree turn. So that right there is 90 degrees, and that right there is a beautiful looking tube. Now, as you can see, there's a couple slight errors here, but don't worry about those yet. Those are going to be very easy to deal with and really aren't going to pose much of an issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of those wood blocks, and dude, look at that tube, man. Now that's a beauty. So yeah, for these, the way we're going to fix it, we're going to just go 0.1. We're going to just each side fill that by 0.1. That's simple. So yeah, all of those gaps, we're going to just fill those in real quick, just like so. All right, guys, and there it is. So yeah, that right there is our perfect tube. Now, guys, you might think to yourself, Jesse, why did we have all of these other pieces? Well, to position things correctly, okay? I'm going to quickly save this, but technically you can get rid of every single one of these. Actually, you probably didn't need to dupe them. I just wanted to have a backup, but all of these other pieces, delete it, because now we have a corner piece. So what we're going to do next up, guys, is we're going to go in right here, and we're going to make sure to place a block right there, just in the right place. And then what we should be able to do is clone our tube piece. Okay, reselect the wood block. Now, guys, sadly, while rotating this, I'm fairly confident that we are going to run into a couple of issues. Like maybe this not lining up. Let me make sure. Oh my God, it lines up perfectly. Oh, this is amazing. Never mind. My worries are pointless. It lines up phenomenally. Okay. Oh my God, I'm very excited about that. So yeah, we're going to just move that piece a little bit further that way. And I want to have like a set number of blocks in between. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to move that a little bit more. All right. So yeah, that is pretty much exactly 3 blocks in between, which is what I wanted. So then what I'm going to do next up is I'm going to do the exact same thing right here. I'm going to select all of this stuff. What did I just do? Oh my God, I just moved it on accident. Yeah, that is something you generally don't really want to do. Now, luckily I had everything selected, so it's not that big of a deal, but be careful with accidentally moving things. So yeah, we're going to clone this over a little ways over there. Now, this next part, guys, is going to be incredibly difficult. I'm sure you guys will understand why, because what we're going to have to do is just flip it around. And yeah, we're done. We're done pretty much. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I want to have 5 blocks in between right there. So then we're going to just move this all in place. Yeah, I was kidding, by the way. That was not a very difficult part at all. Boom, shagalaga. That is exactly what I want to see. That right there, guys, is the shape of our tank boat. Now, actually, gotta quickly rotate the whole thing sideways, because right now, it's actually sideways. There we go. So yeah, now that we have that done, I'm gonna go right here and delete that. And it is time to finish up the final few things. So right here, I'm gonna just measure real quick. 20 divided 20 times 0.5 equals 10. I'm an idiot. I could have done that in my head. Okay, so set this number to 10, and then we should be able to just, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna do that the entire way around. Actually, before I do that, paint the whole thing. It's gonna be very difficult to paint after we make our final decisions, by the way. So yeah, this is the time to paint the tube. And yeah, you probably have to do some camera glitching to actually paint the inside, because it's one of those things that's really difficult to paint. All right, so yeah, now that everything is painted, it's time that we can actually finish this part, which is pretty much just connecting all of these pieces. And oh my God, man, this honestly looks like an impossible shape or something. Like, it looks so weird. Oh, I love it. And there it is, baby, dude. That is just, it looks cursed. It looks perfect and cursed at the exact same time. I love it. I mean, obsessed with this thing right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. Very, very happy with the result, but we're gonna have to keep doing a little bit of work. So now it's about time that we start actually building the inside. inside. So gonna have to get a little bit creative here. Oh my god, dude, that is just this is gonna be so sick. Okay, so yeah, now it's time to just kind of get sculpting. I think this is like what you can pretty much call like the sculpting phase of your build, where you're kind of just figuring it out as you go. Now, the original creator of this build added a bunch of like kind of like crazy features and, you know, all kinds of cool stuff, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do quite that because I'm slightly pressed for time, but I'm gonna make it as cool as I can, of course. So first things first, we're gonna take ourselves one of these boat motors. We're gonna do something kind of wacky with it. We're gonna flip it upside down, a little something like so. Yeah, gray looks a little bit better. And then we're gonna build a little bit of a cage for it. Oh yeah, baby, that's gonna do. I mean, it's got the motors. They're gonna spin, especially while you're driving it. It's gonna look pretty sick. Now it's about time that we build what is gonna be my favorite part of this build. So we're gonna place a wheel right there, and we're gonna move this by 1.95, which should put it barely not touching the wheel part of that part right there, so we can actually use this. Like, this wheel should be able to free spin. So we're gonna be sitting right there, which is gonna be the perfect place, by the way. Also, we're gonna modify the controls a little bit, so it's gonna be E and Q to do the rotation of the gun, and that right there is gonna do the trick, baby. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, guys, you can actually, with just like really clever little tricks, you can just really make builds come together. Like, here, 0.25. So like, instead of actually making this like a proper tube, I can go 0.05 and just make it look like a tube. Like, that looks like a tube right now. That looks like a hole. Very cool stuff. And then of course, guys, I've added a couple of cannons to the front, and that should be the entire build done. Let's try it out. All right, select the whole thing and unanchored. Okay, wait, we gotta delete that block right there. Oh my boy. Oh my god, this is phenomenal. Now guys, as you can see, we can just boat around flawlessly, by the way. And if I'm not mistaken, we can just mess people up. Wait, I think I gotta turn up the torque. I messed up the wheel slightly. Oh, I gotta fix that. Okay, well, regardless, even if the wheel turn isn't working, dude, look at this freaking tank right now. This is so cool and very devastating. You can really mess people up with this thing. Like this guy right here. Oh my goodness me.
Big explosion.
There's a lot of bullets flying everywhere. Oh my god, we're being attacked. Well, maybe when the bubble pops, you might be having a bit of a bad time. Oh my god, guys. Well, with that, I'm beating off to this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And with that, I'll see you later, boys. Peace out.